Hi YouTube, I'm back again, and excuse me, I want to show you quickly how to do on the last video I said that I could show you how to go into the back loop to make kind of a different pattern. Pretty easy, pretty simple, so quickly I'm just going to show you that and then we'll go into the Tunisian crochet. So as you can tell or see here, that your stitches have a top loop as well as a bottom loop, like I showed you once before. So the loop that is away from you, so when you have your piece this way, the loop that's away from you is considered the back loop, and the loop that is towards you is considered the front loop. Does that make sense? So you want to go into the back loop. So doing that, it's very simple. All you do is place your crochet hook down into that little hole that you see in the middle and push out to pick up that back loop. So push out away from you. You're going to go into that back loop, yarn over, and do your double crochet. And you continue that all the way across. So you're just going to go right into there, like that. Try to show you as best possible. Okay. And do your double crochet. Go right in. And so what it does is it puts all of your stitches kind of at an angle or offsets the stitches. Okay. It just offsets them to the back of your work. Now, if you're practicing, it doesn't really matter if you continue to do this all the way through, or if you're trying to make something in particular, I would keep track of what's your front and what's your back of your piece, because, hopefully I got all that on tape. So when you start out making your first row, that is your front, okay? Once you flip it over and make your second row, that's your back of your piece. So you want to, so right now I have front, back of my piece. I think that's right, okay? So, so you want to keep track of that if you're making something in particular, but if not, you can see how that looks now. Okay, so it kind of offsets things, and now you have a little bit of a ridge here. And on the other side, you should have a ridge going. Kind of hard to see that, but you can see kind of how it kind of protrudes out when your other work is flat. Okay, so that's just that. And I mean, it's important if you want to make something like stripes. Like you could do this in a different color. I guess I should show you how to change colors as well, but that'll be later. You can do that in a different color, and it looks really pretty. So let's go quickly to how to do Tunisian crochet. And I'm going to change. It's kind of hard to find a Tunisian crochet hook. They have just one type that I found in Michael's. So, it's not really a popular thing, I guess, but you can do it with a regular crochet hook. It's not a big deal. So, unless you're doing something with a lot of stitches, okay? So I just chain just like I would normally. And I won't do too many because it'll go longer. Okay, so I just chain like I would normally. And then what I'm going to do instead of, so I'll just do it and then I'll show you. Okay, so I'm going to go in like I would normally, yarn over, and this is just, there are different types of Tunisian crochet. There's some that look kind of like knitting, there's some that are just regular. I'm doing just the regular. So there's no double, half double, single, there's something like that with Tunisian crochet. So this is just regular Tunisian crochet, and Tunisian I'll spell out in the description box. for you. So then you just, okay, so I went in and I pulled up a loop. So let's do that over, sorry. So I went in here, like I would normally, and I pulled up a loop. So if I was doing a single crochet, I would yarn over and take both of these loops off the hook. But with this Tunisian crochet, I'm keeping both of these on. I'm keeping all of my loops on the hook. So I'm going to go in again, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Then I'm going to go into the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop. So I'm just continuing, keeping all these on my hook. And then I'll show you what we can do with them when we get to the end. That's why I said in the last video that is when you have this type of crochet hook where it's a groove, you don't want all your stitches to start migrating down to this groove, because then they'll change shape, okay? And then you won't have any place to really put your finger and everything. So it's really not that big of a deal, but if I had a lot of stitches that are going all the way down, I want them to be all the same. But for this, it's just fine. Okay, so the last one. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 stitches on my hook. So what I want to do now is yarn over. I want to start going back. So before, we were always going from right to left with regular crochet. Now we're going to go left to right. So I don't know how you want to keep, if you want to say this is the same row or another row, it doesn't matter to me, but now we're going to go back over these same stitches that you just put onto your hook. So I yarn over. The first one, I'm going to pull my yarn over under just that first one. Okay? So I'm taking that one off, and there it is, back there. So now I'm going to yarn over again, and now I'm going to go over 2. And I'm going to continue to go under 2 until I finish my row. So now I'm going over 1, 2, yarn over, excuse me, 1, 2, okay, yarn over, just going back over all these stitches, 1, 2, and you're doing 2 at a time. The first one, you do the first one by itself, and then you do 2 at a time all the way across. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Okay, that's just the way it is. I think it kind of secures that first stitch. I believe that you can do both, but it will look different, and there might be something else you would need to do. I'm not going to show you that in this video. This is just the normal way to do Tunisian crochet. And so you get all the way to the end here, like that. So now, as you can see, it looks a lot different from just regular crochet. So now for the next row, what you want to do, you see there's vertical lines that you've made. There should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that first one's at the end, 8. So now you want to start to go into those. So you don't want to go into this first one. You want to skip that one, similar to what you usually do with regular crochets. You want to just go right under that first one. So see how I did that? There's like a vertical line that you should see, and you want to go right up under it from right to left. So now you're going back right to left over these. And you want to yarn over and just pull that loop right up and keep that on your stitch. Now you have these 2. So you want to do that all the way across. And sometimes these are hard to see, but if you're using pretty thick yarn, they'd be fine. So you want to continue to do that. So there's my vertical. Go under it from right to left. Yarn over. Pull through. And keep that on. And continue all the way across. Okay? So then you want to just continue to do this. And when you get to the end of this row, you want to go back over these stitches in the same way. So that last one, I always go into the last one that's kind of weird and like falling off. I go into that one, and now I should have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So now I do the same thing. Yarn over, go under that first one by itself. And that first one's always the trouble one. Go under that first one by itself, okay? And then start to go under 2 at a time. And it goes really fast, actually, because it's, I don't know why, it's just like already, it's like natural to go back over them like this, okay? And you can see that it kind of looks like it's weaved, kind of like a basket. And get to that last one, go under 2, like that. So now see how it's kind of like a basket? And so the next row, it kind of covers up those little holes that you see, so it makes it really tight. But the only thing about this type of normal, there's different types of Tunisian crochet, because this type, it will make your work curl, okay? It will make it curl, as you can kind of see it now, because it's very tight, and it'll make it curl. Oh, and here's the back, so the back looks different too, okay? Alright, so I just wanted to show you that. I'm gonna show some pictures of actual pieces that I've made with Tunisian crochet, which I really love it, because it makes it look like it's kind of like a basket weaving, and it's nice for bags. So I'll show that in the video, and the next video I'll do another technique maybe, but then we're going to get to the circular crochet, which is a little bit more technical, but it should be fine if you've gotten this far. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.